Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Angel. I'm your co-host here with Hannah Goette. Hannah, it is our first episode of the Inner Health Project show.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Me too. I love this message and what you're out to create in the world. So I thought we'd start our first episode by just kind of talking about what is the Inner Health Project? Why did you come up with this? What is this about? So actually maybe first tell us, what do you do? What's your profession?
Well, I'm actually a massage therapist. I own my own practice and been doing it for about 3 years.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'd say it's been more of a personal learning journey than a business per se. I never realized how much personal growth I would have to do to own my own business. But I love setting up a space where people can heal and they can use massage as a tool, just for more well-being and for a healthier lifestyle. So that's my
massage. How did you end up there? Did you always want to do that, or?
I thought about it for probably 5 years.
Really?
But I let fear stop me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was just afraid that I was going to hurt somebody, or I'm just not the right person to do that type of thing. So, but when I finally decided to go to school for massage, I was in the printing industry actually, and I was printing these huge signs and banners for companies, and the work was hard. It was 60 hours a week, and
wow.
The environment was bad, and it just did not reflect my personal beliefs on health, and it was just went totally against that. So I had to make a change, and I was scared a little bit, apprehensive, but I was like, this feels right and I need to do it. So I went for it.
Wow. I think there's a lot of people who in their mind have something that they want, or in their actual experience, they have something they don't want. They're like, man, I'm putting up with whatever it is, their job, a relationship, there's something that is like, we're surviving, and it goes against what we value or what we believe, but we just endure it. I mean, what did you notice during that time at the printing, the impacts on health? Was there any impact on health?
Oh, my shoulders were terrible. They were tore up. I had to lift stuff above my head quite a bit, and it was a lot of physical work, and not having enough time to rest between each day, because I was working really long hours, 12-hour shifts, 5 days a week. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And just that took a toll physically and mentally and emotionally, and my relationship suffered, and just my mood was terrible. And I was making good money, but what's the point when you can't live the way that and enjoy your life? It was it was a bad it's bad on my health. So
when I first met you, you said something to me that was like, everything's connected, and I can see how you can be in a situation in life where something isn't working for you, but it spills over into other areas and cause those things to also not work for you, whether it's your health or your relationships or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. It was just a cascading effect. Everything is connected. So,
how did you, cause I mean, look, the name of the show is Inner Health Project. How did you find what you wanted to do next? How did you start to find some answers in the middle of this thing that wasn't working for you? Did you read a book? Were you meditating? Did you read a book? How did you start to open up to something new? A new option?
Well, actually, I think the universe kind of pushed me. I ended up getting fired from my job.
Go. Nice little push.
Yeah. But before that, I had been studying herbalism a little bit and some energy medicine. So I was taking a few classes here and there, and I felt like I needed to learn more. And I took a few online courses, and then I also took in-person classes, just continuing ed type of thing. And I think the learning and the questioning and being guided, feeling that pull towards certain topics more in the health field
Yeah.
Made me realize that working in this print shop is not what you want to be doing. And,
Right.
and being able to just go towards what felt right, my inner being was guiding me towards that. So
I think that's the piece that's so important, because there are those little, we talk about like being drawn, like there's some nuances to I think how that works. Like, how do people find what those nuances are for them? Like, does it live in their passions? Is it interests that they keep, is it something like signs that keep popping up for them? Like, you know what I mean? How do we be aware of that, do you think?
right. So for me, it's more of a gut feeling. Logic doesn't really have much to do with it for me.
Yeah.
Because logically, I'm making good money. Yeah, I work a little overtime, but that's like successful, right? You got a good job and you're getting paid and all that. But for me, it was the feeling and the excitement and the I don't know, that rush you get when things are they just feel right. They're clicking in you, and signs too as well, like getting fired, getting pushed a little bit because I was dragging my feet, thinking about something for 5 years and not doing it is a little too long. If that's what you're meant to do, if that's your passion. So
I think that's actually really profound, because I think there's a lot of times there are things that stay with us for a long time, and they kind of live in the background and we don't even acknowledge their importance. Like, you could think about being in massage for 5 years and it doesn't occur to you as like, that's a passion you should pursue. You're like, oh yeah, that idea. Like, it's so familiar as a background thought that you're just like, oh yeah, that. Like, but if you actually looked at that as a clue to like where intuition is guiding you or pulling you, I bet there's a lot of clues in our lives that would give us answers for where we could be spending time. Yes?
Right. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Mm-hmm.
I think, so you got into massage. Why was it massage? Was it just that you had an interest in healing the body, or was it just biomechanics? Like, how did you pick that?
Well, when I was working at the print shop, I was actually going to massage therapists to help with my shoulder pain. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't just about fixing the physical part that was hurting. She actually helped me she was there, like, she created a space for me to facilitate a way for me to figure out what my next move should be. Because I was completely unhappy at my job, and just having somebody else that can guide you and open up a place for you to tap into what you really, your own intuition and what you really need to figure out, going deeper within yourself.
What did she say to you? Did she ask you a question, or what did she say that had you open up to something else?
She just offered different perspectives. It was in the wellness field, and she didn't really, it wasn't like a counseling session, but it was more of just having a space and maybe just asking a few questions, or kind of saying, well, if you feel that way, maybe you should dive deeper into that. So it's not really like she told me what to do, or we were talking a lot. It was kind of guiding me to go deeper within my own self.
I love the subtleties of that. Sometimes in life, just things kind of subtly happen and you're like, maybe I should do that, and then you go investigate, and it kind of opens this whole Pandora's box of like, what is fascinating and exciting, and which just sounds like is kind of the direction it took for you. Yeah,
it was a good experience, and I just felt very safe, and I felt like she allowed me just to be there with my thoughts and my emotions, and be there in a little bit of a conflict. And then she just created this place where I could just relax, let certain things go, and then question other things. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. So let's fast forward then to the Inner Health Project. Like, so here we are. You have a massage therapy practice. You're exploring these fun, exciting things in the universe, and here is a self-expression called the Inner Health Project. Like, what is this project about? Like, what do you want to see this do in the world?
I want it to be a conversation that we have, that we're questioning things, or it's just a safe place for us to bring up questions or concerns or challenges or fears, and not feel like, somebody's going to judge you for whatever you're thinking. And for us to be able to learn from each other and to question things, and really go together, connected, but going deeper within, if that makes sense. Like being able to share maybe bits of wisdom that we get, or an experience that we have, and that might spark something in somebody else that will make them think differently or reflect inwardly.
I love the heart of that. From like it's not like you're showing up in a show saying, I have all the answers. It's like you're showing up and saying, let's have an inquiry together about how things work and what we notice. And I think we can learn from each other. Part of this show is you and I having conversations outwardly to listeners, to people who have found the show. And so you and I are exploring that, but I think there's an opportunity for listeners down the road to send in questions or send in observations. And that actually allows them to participate in the actual creation of the show. I'm planting that seed right now. Like, people could actually.
I would love that. I would love feedback. I would love to know people's thoughts. If something sparks something within you, or if you have a question, or if you have an idea for a topic that we could explore, I think that would add so much more dimension to this show, and it would be everyone's show. Everyone would be able to take ownership of this.
Love that. It would be everyone's show. That was so cool. Love that. What, when you think of health, like inner health, what are some of the key topics that are already front and center for you that you want to talk about?
So just taking time out of your day to reflect on things, implementing self-care within your routine, emotional well-being, spirituality, of course, physical well-being as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that you can do on your own. You don't need to go out and spend a bunch of money. Being in nature is also another good way to help ground you, and those things I think are topics that I really want to get into.
I love the what's the word I'm looking for? The balance between things that feel very physical, like this, for example, like very tactical or tangible. Like you mentioned grounding, and I'm thinking of like a video I saw where you actually go out and stand barefoot on the ground, or like you can actually physically ground your body or your energy right on the earth.
Yeah, and earthing, I think it's called.
Is that right? Okay. So like, I mean, very tangible things that we could cover, but also more intangible and spiritual, energetic type of places to go in conversation, whether it's meditation and connecting to the universe or the divine, but I like this balance of things that are very physical and things that are also very more energetic in our conversations.
Yeah, there is that concrete physical part that you can feel, you can touch, but then there's those things that you those vibes that you pick up on, and it's like, well, how do I explain that, or why do I feel so good after just sitting quietly?
Cool. That's so cool. I'm looking forward to this conversation as well with you in the Inner Health Project, just through the different routines that even I mean, selfishly, that I can glean from this to implement in my own life for my own inner health. I definitely would consider myself a seeker over the years. I'm always pushing the envelope for truth and for perspective, and because I love to learn and I love to grow as a human being. So I'm excited for the places that you and I get to explore in this conversation and bringing listeners along with us. So.
Yes, I'm really excited.
Are there kind of any last minute thoughts that you want people to know about what this show is, or what they maybe even something they can start doing now for their own inner health?
Well, something that you could start doing is just observing. It's not hard. It's just being mindful of watching what's going on, or observing the feeling that you get when in a certain situation, and then maybe going a little bit deeper and asking, okay, why is this emotion here? What is causing this feeling to come up? And then from that, you can process things and kind of go a little bit deeper into why are these things presenting themselves here and now, and just being more present in the moment. Maybe putting your phone away.
Yeah. Try that as an exercise.
Yeah.
Put it in the other room.
Actually, yeah, I'm going to challenge people.
Yeah.
Let's put your phone away while you eat. Just try that. Put your phone away while you're eating, and see how that changes for you. So. Yeah.
No kidding. That's so great. I love it. People just had a panic attack. What? No.
I know.
What? Okay, I'll try it. I'm a little scared, but I'll try it. I've done that. There have been seasons of life where I've gone through and this is ridiculous to admit, but where I will check my phone, and then I'll close down all my apps, and then about a minute and a half later, I'll open it back up and open the same apps again. Not because something happened in that minute and a half, but simply because of a bad habit and a dopamine rush or something where I'm like, oh, what happened? Is there anything new? Which adds no value to my life. But I caught to your point, I was observing this absurd behavior that I had. But why am I doing this? This is not not constructive. This is lame. This is boring.
Yeah. It's we've been programmed, and it's so sad. I see people walking around with their head down in their phone, and there's this beautiful world around us, and there's people around you, and we're not connecting with each other anymore. We're connecting with electronics, and technology is great. We're able to use technology for this show, but there is a time and a place for it. So.
Right. It's not a judgment on technology, but more because technology is simply a tool, but moreover, maybe the patterns that we've ingrained in ourselves for what. And I think a lot of times for me, that behavior was numbing behavior. It was, I'm checking out, right? I'm not checking in, I'm checking out, and I'm scrolling because either if I got really honest about it deep down, there are some things I'm avoiding, whether it's in my work or some things I'm avoiding confronting, or more on a surface level, I just don't know what to do next, and I've got some time. So if I got some time, I'm just going to scroll. Why don't I just scroll? I'll just scroll a little bit because that's fun. Because I couldn't think of anything else that would be more fun or constructive to do.
Yeah. Well, next time maybe you could observe the birds.
Right. Oh, right. Yes. I think what's funny. As I started to implement more. I let's call them spiritual practices, more meditation, just being mindfulness type stuff. It is interesting. I feel more in my skin. I feel more in my being or my body about me. And there are a lot of thoughts that happen in my head in a day, but I'm able to manage those more when I'm still and present versus when I'm checked out. When I'm checked out, those thoughts build on each other and create anxiety. And when I'm checked in, those don't rattle me. I'm just present and I can handle whatever I need to handle.
Well, I'm glad that you can see, you've observed and you're aware of how it impacts your well-being. So.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be fun, Hannah. I'm excited. This was a great first episode for the Inner Health Project. And I look forward to our conversation in the next one. If people want to reach out to you, if they want to learn more about you, your massage practice, or even read some of your blog posts, how can people find out more about Hannah?
Yes, so you can go to my website, innerhealthproject.com.
There you go.
Sorry.
Yeah. What is it again? What's my website? Innerhealthproject.com.
Innerhealthproject.com.
Perfect.
And that can forward you to my business website, and I'll have blog posts there, and you can connect with me that way. So
there's probably a contact page where people can click contact, and that's a great place.
Contact page. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And a free ebook that you can download as well.
Awesome. What's the ebook about?
Well, it's actually about shoulder pain and some things
Yeah.
that you could do to relieve that. But
I love it. Good. I like too that if people do want to give us topics or different things to explore, they could probably hit the contact link on the page and then just say, hey, here would be a great topic for a future episode. Or topics can also come in the form of questions. If you guys have questions about something in, whether it's in massage or in your body or something about anything spiritually, whatever, like ask a question. We'd love to see what you guys have. So
yeah, definitely. We'd love to hear feedback from you.
Awesome. Okay, had a great episode. I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks.
Thank you.